QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022 OneNote presentation. Change account categorization to other expenses. Let's get into it with Intuit's QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022. If you have access to OneNote, would like to follow along, icon left-hand side, topic introductions, 8060, change account categorization to other expense tab. Also take a look at the immersive reader tool, topic introductions in the text area too, same name, same number, but with transcripts. Transcripts that can be translated into multiple languages and either listened to or read in them. Same name and number as presentations as well. Topic introductions designed to give an introduction to the topic, provide screenshots, links where applicable, give accounting background to complement the presentations, and can be used to follow along with them if you don't have access to the software at that time. Closing the icon on the left-hand side, we're starting off with the screenshot of the home page. We're now going to be moving down to the profit and loss. You'll remember in the last presentation, we had down here in other income, the gains on sale of investment, as opposed to putting them up top in the income section, because although they are income, they're not part of our normal operations, so we would rather have them down here. We're going to do that again, this time for an account that we have already recorded to, that being interest expense. We're saying, hey, interest expense is a financing item, so maybe we want to put that one down as well, because if we didn't have any financing, it doesn't really have to do with our kind of operations. It's a financing type of thing. So I'm going to try to move that down here as well. We have a couple options to do so. We could put it into other expense, which would make another category down here of other expense, making our income statement kind of long, but then categorizing other income and other expenses. Usually we don't have too many items in the other area, so you might want to put both of these either in to other income or other expenses. And in that case, if you moved this one down, say to other income, you would have an expense account in basically other income item down here. So it would be basically a negative, meaning this other income and expenses would be in other income, and it would show then positive for income and negative for expenses, and it would make your income statement a little bit smaller. Same technique, however, we would just go into the expenses. We already have something recorded to it that's going to be okay, because it should just record it retroactively. It's not going to throw off our balance sheet or anything like that. So we're going to say right click, and then we can say edit this account. And then we're just going to change it from expenses and bring it down to other income or other expense. In this case, we put it into other expense. So then if we see it here, now it's moved it down below into other expenses because it's in order by the account type. So on the income statement, it has now been moved down. So now you can see here, we've got the drop down for other income / expenses, other income. Here's the other income subtotal, and then other expenses. And then here's the other expense subtotal. So you can see you get a lot of subtotals down here because you got this whole category, and then you've got these sub accounts down here, and usually there's not too much in them. So then you get this pretty long breakout. So the other way you could do it is try to move this interest income into, in essence, the other income category, which would show it as a negative amount in other income, and it could make things a little bit shorter. So if I went back in there and said other income instead of other expense, then it would move it here to other income. So then you got a little bit shorter. It's other income and expense, and then in other income, you've got the interest expense, which is really an expense item, meaning it's going to show as a negative number. So now you got the same kind of end result, but in a little bit shorter of a format. So either way you would like to go there, just keep those items in mind. Anytime you have something that you feel is not part of your normal, ordinary type of income, but you're thinking, hey, I would still like it on the income statement, and that's what you might do with unearned revenue as well. Or I'm not saying unearned revenue, I mean unrealized gains and losses that we talked about before. One option is that you could put them basically down here as well. And then you got your subcategory on your performance number, which takes into account like things that are actually due to performance. And then you've got these other items which might be related to something else, like the gains and losses on sales of stock, which isn't part of your normal kind of operations. And possibly you might put interest down there thinking that the financing is not really part of your operations. It's kind of separate in terms of financing costs.